Farm for Profit Podcast. Take a listen, have a blast. Farm for Profit Podcast. Learn about farming while having a laugh. Farm for Profit Podcast.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh,
Bergen.
We got Bergen back. Can you hear us, Bergen?
How's it going? Yes.
What time is it there?
5:05 a.m.
So
Holy shit.
Did we just wake you up?
No, my alarm had actually just gone off.
So, Mike, where are you at and why are you there?
I am in Tokyo, Japan.
Holy shit.
I am on a trade mission trip with United States Meat Export Federation, representing Nebraska corn.
I was going to say, you don't export any meat.
No, but we're fortunate enough in Nebraska, and I know you guys know in Iowa as well that our beef and pork consume a lot of the products that we grow.
So, were you really eating horse yesterday?
No, what day was that? It's Wednesday today. Monday night, we went to a restaurant and they served raw horse. But I declined. You know, that when I was a kid, I had a horse named Princess, and I just, she came back into my head, and I couldn't eat Princess.
Did others say it was good?
Some people liked it, some people didn't.
Did they tell you at all what it tasted like? Like, is it a beef type texture? Is it chicken?
Glue?
No, it definitely wasn't. Is that Dave?
No, it's Tanner.
Tanner and Corey here, and we're here with Jared and Chandler. Chandler, yes. Brand new Maya dealers.
Chandler Bing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heard that one before.
Sorry, no, they definitely didn't say it was one of those things that tasted like chicken. They said it was really chewy, and they had to chew on it. But yeah, I don't know. To me, it was a deal that it wasn't one of those things for me that I had to say that I had to do it. I can stand with saying that I didn't do it and be just fine.
Hey, Mike, Uncle Tim
Yes.
showed us a picture of it, and it looked like sushi. Did it
Yeah,
smell like
well, I
sushi?
mean, it was completely raw.
Ooh.
One massive problem inside of the ag industry today that a majority of people don't actually want to talk about is the simple fact that easy access to capital and financing drives dumb business decisions. Now, think about this. This is something we've dealt with over and over again inside a legacy farmer, working with hundreds of family farm operations over the past 5 years. The number one thing that has gotten these operations into trouble in that time frame was easy access to capital, cheap interest rates, and just the ability and opportunity to buy things that they don't necessarily need or that the operation can't financially support. And this is why they're coming into legacy farming, because we're helping them go from a place of chaos and disorganization when it comes to their operation financially, where they don't have the clarity in making any decisions, to a place of confidence and absolute clarity, so we can simplify the big financial decisions so that we're no longer making these massive financial decisions based off of greed or easy access to capital. Everything is strategic, everything is sound, and everything is well thought through. So if you want to learn how we do that inside a legacy farmer, go to legacyfarmer.com and sign up for a free call with our team today.
Yeah, your Uncle Mike also brought a container of your...
Uncle Tim?
Or Uncle Tim? I thought it was Mike. Oh, that's right. Uncle Tim. He brought us some of your
Mike.
barbecue sauce.
Really?
Yeah, that was really nice of him.
Tanner just got it all over his face for tradition.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been a great show without you, Mike.
Thanks, guys. Make me feel good. One of the decisions on if I was going to come to Japan or not, so that makes me feel good.
Look at that guy. Right now he's trying to beat the post in with a sledgehammer and a 2x4.
Yeah, okay, that's squirrel. All right.
Yeah.
We're talking to Mike in Tokyo.
So what's on the agenda for today in Tokyo?
Today we have some, actually we're going to culinary school. We got aspiring chefs who we are going to sell them on the fact that they need to use U.S. beef and U.S. pork. But we go to culinary school, and then we have dinner tonight with, they'll take up most of the day. We will have meeting with the Japanese Meat Trade Association. So, their delegation. And, the interesting thing about Japan, they produce 42% of their pork, or 42% of their beef, and 49% of their pork. And in the U.S. we have such a strong, strong desire for U.S. made or built in the USA. And I said, do the Japanese people not have that? Do they just go to the fact like, oh, the U.S. is okay, or Canada or Mexico or Australia, some of their other countries that they work with? I said, do they just go to the fact that beef from Australia is okay? And they're like, no, it's definitely that mentality that Japanese is number one and everybody else is number two. So they just can't produce 100% of their product. They don't have enough land. They don't have enough room. 20 years ago, in the last 2 decades, they have lost 62% of their farmers. They have some really interesting land transfer laws. That's what I was asking about, Dave. So you just can't rent out your ground or give it to somebody else or sell it. It's not an open market. So a lot of times what they have to do is they just let the ground sit idle after the farmer retires.
Wow.
Average age of a farmer in Japan is 69 years old, and there is no generation coming back.
There goes Zoe and Laura Farms. Shout out to them over the speakers. Yeah.
Didn't even see him. Missed it.
That's those are some crazy stats there, Michael Bergen.
Yeah.
That is crazy, man. So how long are you there?
I'm here, so it's Wednesday morning at 5 o'clock. You guys are what, Tuesday afternoon?
3:10.
Yep, 3:10 in the afternoon. I leave Tokyo Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. And hold on here, Corey, I'm going to blow your mind. It's a 10.5-hour flight. I leave here at 4:30 p.m. and I land in Denver at noon on the same day. 4 hours.
So you're time traveling.
I am time traveling.
Bergen, the time traveling man.
Hey.
I'm gonna get that day. I'm gonna get that day back that I lost on the way over here.
Nice.
All right, Michael, we're going to have to ask a favor of you. Everything that you just said, we're going to need you to prop your phone up and say in front of it so we've got video of it, so we can insert that into our show. No, I'm just kidding. But no, hey, I'm glad that you picked up when Rick called. We figured it'd be better if one of us called. We didn't think you'd actually answer Rick's phone.
Do you guys have any questions for Bergen? You want to ask him what year is your Maya head and what size?
It is a 2019. It is an 8-row 36 because the only way to raise good corn in Nebraska is on 36-inch rows.
300 bushel corn. Every acre is.
So you're looking to trade then. You're getting up there.
Are you having you're running your irrigation while you're gone, right?
Yeah, I've been checking 2 pivots. One went off Monday here. Still got one. It'll go off today for me, but it'll be during the night there. So got my last pivot on soybeans. What'd you guys see? Are the soybeans turning?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
A little bit.
They are. I thought there'd be more turning.
Yeah, you get further south, they're turning more. I mean,
Yeah.
It's been drier down there.
we only had one harvest action in the field yesterday on our drive over. Now there was a lot of fields that had some action in it, but our stipulations were it had to be actively happening, and only one.
Yeah.
There was actually more in Iowa. Rachel Fishback said that she saw like 3 before she got to Des Moines.
Wow.
Yep.
I know the guys from Missouri on the trip, their combines are rolling. There's several people on this trip with me that they've started harvest this week.
Rick, who's Andrew?
Oh.
Everyone goes, oh, this is going to be on recording.
Yeah.
All right, before we let you go, Michael, best thing you've ate and best thing you've drank in Tokyo.
Best thing I ate yesterday, and I hate to say this because anybody that knows me will find this really funny, but had some Wagyu sirloin, and I just don't like sirloin. It's junk steak to me. I'm a ribeye guy.
All beef is good, Bergen.
The the Wagyu, I'll send you guys pictures of it. It was unbelievable. It had so much flavor. It tasted like butter. And I was strictly from the marbling. Best thing I've had, I'm not a huge sake guy. I've had it. You guys might not know this, but I found a bottle of Blanton's bourbon.
Saw
You
that.
saw, yeah.
That is Japanese release only. There's a red and a black label. And I found a bottle in this very high-end grocery store yesterday. And it blew my mind. It was 18,000 yens.
Which is
a lot?
how much USD?
144 to 1, so $120.
Well, are you going to get all of us a bottle or just keep it for yourself?
They had one bottle and I bought the bottle.
Wow.
So you're bringing it back for us?
To split.
I'm bringing it back for me.
Husker Harvest next year.
Or open it?
Yeah, maybe we'll crack it then.
There you go.
That could be
Mike, I
interesting.
have some questions for you.
Yeah.
That's Rick, if you can't tell.
Yep, I got Rick.
First question is, have you smoked any cigarettes?
I have not, but there's a couple staff members from USMEF, and they said they could make that dream come true.
Okay. Second question, have you met any Mennonites?
No, I haven't. But I will tell you that we have a missionary from our church who's in Japan. So if I run into him, I would probably know who. I'd probably know who he is. But I'll ask some people today. All Asian. I can't say that. I'll text you guys that. No, the Japanese are very nice. It's really interesting because I find myself bowing, which is customary here. And
Don't
you
you
know,
do
with
that
my
here?
tight hamstrings and bad back, I don't bend very far, but I definitely do like give them a little head shake. The culture is very, very interesting.
Do they have any
super
steel
clean
wheels
outside.
there?
No, that'd be my first sign. That'd be, when I see steel wheels rolling, then I'll follow the lucky trail.
Well, and if you could get a picture of you bowing, that'd be great.
Okay, well, we have a formal dinner on Friday night that we have to go through a whole exchange. There is a process to exchange business cards and gifts, and everything's two-handed and bowing. So I'm sure there'll be some formal pictures of me that I will let you guys purchase through my website.
I wish I would have known that. We had some Japanese tour the feedlot. They wanted to go through the beef packing plant and then see Iowa beef. And they brought us a gift, and we did not know that that's how you're supposed to accept it. And the guy kept pulling his hand back, kept pulling the gift back. I just wanted to reach out and take the gift. And then we opened it up. We didn't know what the hell it was. It was these little figurines, and I couldn't read Japanese. So good thing Google has a picture translator.
Oh, yeah.
I took a picture of the Japanese words, and it was like peace and happiness and love, and it was these little gods that were supposed to watch over us. I'm not kidding you. For the next 24 hours, all we did was break shit. And we wanted to throw them things away, but then we were scared to throw them away because we figured they were, really powerful.
Yeah, bad juju.
Yeah, it's probably just because it didn't accept the gift the right way.
Yeah. Rick, did you ever try the nut butter?
There's some very customary stuff. Most people here, it's crazy to me how much is in English. They just drive on the wrong side of the road and they get in their car on the wrong side. But all the signs are in English. But I do use Google Translate on my phone, like in the supermarket. I do have a goal. I want to go to McDonald's yet. I've been to a McDonald's in Spain, in Germany, in New Zealand. I had the opportunity to go to one in the supermarket yesterday, but I didn't go because all they do is feed us here. They know we're fat Americans, and so all they do is feed us.
We probably better let you go and actually get.
We got to get Rick his phone back because he's missed like 7 calls.
Yeah, a bunch of cornhead sales.
7 heads, yeah.
Heads falling off.
All right.
So
Flying off the shelves.
Appreciate the calls, and I'm heading down to breakfast. It doesn't open until 6:30, but been getting up about 5, reading my notes and preparing for the day.
Maybe you go for a run.
I want to leave you guys with this. Sayonara.
Hasta la vista.
Is that Japanese?
Yeah, that is Japanese.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Oh, okay.
Did you
Never
get
knew that.
did you get that from your notes?
No, I get that from my
Google Translate.
no, from Sesame Street.
Sesame Street.
So, konnichiwa is hello, good afternoon, and sayonara, goodbye.
All right. Well.
And Ken Pao, cheers.
Oh, that's a good
one
one.
for you.
That's a good one.
Pal.
Camp out.
Remember that one.
We'll see you, Michael.
Ken Pao.
Bye
All
bye.
right, take care, guys. Have fun.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Well, sorry for Bergen taking over your guys' show.
Oh, you're good.
Huh. I mean, the moral of the story is look how much money a Maya head can make you. The dude travels the world.
Yeah, he is a world traveler.
That sounded flat.
Probably because Rick put it in
What
that
kind of
cooler.
beer is this?
Warm.
Well, anyway, listeners, you know what that sounds supposed to mean. It's supposed to be the beginning of a Farm for Fun episode.
We're still gonna have fun.
We are.
We'll drink warm beer.
We can drink
Flat
warm
beer,
beer. Best
you know.
beer's free beer.
Exactly. We didn't pay for it. Thank you, Rick.
Are you sure we didn't pay for it?
Well, probably did actually. It's in one way or another. Just happened to be Rick's friend, I guess.
Just is pain and pay enough.
Yep.
All in the same thing. We're
Yep.
still out here at Husker Harvest Days. This is our last interview of the first day. We've actually had fairly good weather. It's supposed to be a scorcher today, and as long as you can stay in the shade, everything turned out all right.
Yeah, it didn't get too hot till. It's even not that bad now. There's a little bit of breeze.
Holy smokes, we didn't know this show was going to be as good as it was. We felt like there was little to no hype before we got out here, but we've already been seeing friends all across the podcast, fellow guests that have been on the podcast before. It's been a good first half of a day.
Yep. It's over half now. It's full
I
day.
could say that.
Yeah.
We're
And we
almost-
just opened a beer, so.
Almost done with the first full day. I like it. Listeners, remember, farmforprofitllc@gmail.com or hit us up on all of our social media platforms. Also, if you want to leave a review, we'd appreciate that. 5 stars, put in the comments how much you like us, and we'll have to send Rachel over there to get a video of this guy trying to screw that post in the ground using
I can't see it,
post.
so I mean that's just what you can see.
Uh-huh.
That's
It's
thanks for
really
that.
entertaining. We'll spin the cameras around. No, I'm just kidding.
You can also call or text 515-207-9640. Tanner loves it when he gets those texts.
I do. It's a lot of fun.
You
I
leave
enjoy
a
interacting.
voicemail as well.
Yeah, don't hang up on me. If I just choose to answer one, don't hang up on me.
They're probably going to say something mean.
I might have saved us from one.
Yeah.
What do you think, Corey? We're going to test your professional abilities.
Let's do it. We're
All
pivoting.
right, since you're going to wing the intro,
Yep.
I will grace you with a little bit of music to help you out.
Oh.
Even one that you already know
Yeah.
about.
So I just know the beat drops here. Maybe. Are we getting the full music?
Yeah.
Today on the Farm for Fun show from the 2024 Husker Harvest Days. Yes, we are in Nebraska. Yes, they let us in. Can you believe that? We are here on a mission trip to help them grow better corn. And we've got some of the freshest meat to the Maya Cornhead Dealer Network. 2 guys that I just met for the first time yesterday over the phone and the first time in person right now. And I can tell you what, I think they're going to top last year's interview where I squirted barbecue sauce all over Tanner's face.
Yeah,
So if someone could bring us some sort of sauce,
No.
Tanner would like to try it.
No.
Please welcome from Nebraska, Chandler and Jared from GHS Implement?
Yep.
Implement.
Oh,
The newest Maya Cornhead dealers.
Yeah. All right.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome, guys. And I am not shitting you guys. I just had a conversation with these guys yesterday. Rick 3-wayed me in with Jared.
Oh, that would be a Rick thing to
And
do.
you guys were in the front seat chatting. You probably didn't hear, but there was some vulgarities. You know when you can cuss and say things that you shouldn't say out loud in public in the first couple minutes of a phone call with someone you've never met? It's probably a good deal.
I love that. And I apologize to all of our editors ahead of time. We don't know where this show's going to go, and we don't know what it's going to turn out like.
The
but
sheet
it's-
is blank,
Isn't
which
that
is good.
great?
That's exactly how a Farm for Fun show should go.
Isn't
So,
that cool?
anyway, Farm for Fun shows, we like to learn about the people, right? So let's learn about Jared and Chandler. We'll start with you, Jared. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
Jared Dana from Utica, Nebraska, salesman for
Utica.
Geneva Implement. Yeah, we got it hooked up with Rick. I ran a Maya head clear back 8 years ago. pushed hard to get them. Rick played hard to get for 3 years. Finally
He does
got them. Yeah, I found that out.
Yeah.
Found that out.
But now wait, once you get him, you'll
Yeah.
want to get rid of him.
Get him
I'm
out.
starting to figure that out. Yeah.
So do you grow up in agriculture, farming?
Yeah. Farming family. My dad quit farming row crop in '98, and we transitioned into cattle, and I stayed with the farming side, the row crop side, and we started a custom harvest business, and then as time went on, the guy came and offered to buy it out, and I went to the dealership to sell that inventory of stuff we're not supposed to talk about, according to you guys.
well, they do sell for a brand that maybe doesn't support the podcast. We could say their name. We'll just bleep it out, I guess.
Right.
We just can't just
That's the curse,
verbally praise them.
vomit,
Yeah.
that's the curse word that's going to get blurted out.
Yeah.
Everything else stays.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's a wild trip from farm kid, custom harvesting or custom farming. Period.
Mostly harvesting.
Okay.
Yep.
Custom harvesting to now you're an equipment dealer.
Yep.
So you don't farm anymore?
Nope.
Not at all.
Little hay business, but that's just have something to be aggravated about.
That's fair.
So,
Yeah.
You
He does
guys.
kind of piss you off once in a while.
It does. It does.
Anyway, all right, Chandler, let's get your story.
I'm Chandler Susi from Fairfield, Nebraska. Work for GHS Implement out of our Hebron location. Like you said, we're new Maya dealer. Grew up on a farm. Dad farmed and worked at a dealership. My grandpa owned one back in the 80s, and yeah, now I'm here. Trucked for a few years out of college, and then worked for a farmer for a while, and then now we're here selling. So.
Really? Very nice. Very nice.
and his dad's our boss, so it makes it real convenient.
Oh, so
Yeah.
that's when you said grandpa and dad farmed and had he's
Yeah.
still the boss.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you do own
kinda.
it.
No. I'm just he's the GM and we're
You're the next in
salesmen.
line.
I don't know.
I did not know we were with royalty here.
Is he here?
No, he's not.
Okay, good. We can talk about him now.
Yeah, he's
But
he's
we talk
he's
about
doing
him if
the
he
work.
was here.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to work out great because I'm not going to say that you guys weren't wanted on the podcast, but this was actually supposed to be Mitch's show.
Yeah.
Right? We were going to interview Mitch, another Maya Cornhead dealer, and he did not want to be on.
Yeah.
So we were going to make fun of Mitch as much as we possibly
go.
can. And I think this show is going to be better, so thank you for doing that. So, yeah, this is going to be awesome. So what should we say about, what do you want to tell Mitch that he's missing out on?
Is Mitch a competitor or is Mitch part of?
No, Mitch has his own dealership, and that's what I like about the Maya Heads is one of the reasons is they do not like stacking their dealers on top of dealers. They are very particular about their dealer, how their product control goes. So until Mitch would say we could have a dealership that close to him, we're about 35 miles apart, they weren't going to allow it. They want their dealers to be strong and take care of their equipment.
Yep.
So,
And you guys have a 3-store
Yep.
implement
Yep.
store, so that's pretty small in the world of implement dealers now, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we got, we have a lot of guys that come up, talk to us like, it's kind of a shock to them that we're only 3 stores. But yeah, I mean, I think it's got its place, it's a family-owned deal, and, it's
They
make it work.
Kind of takes them back to the 80s and 90s when the stores weren't so big.
Right.
They're really liking getting back to that kind of atmosphere dealing with instead of the big corporation. So
Has there been pressure to kind of group up with others?
Not real. I mean, there. I think it's probably been thrown out a couple of times, maybe, but it's not like a, we're going to pull your contract if you don't do this kind of thing. Which I think is good to keep, for the growers and the ranchers and everything to keep some competitiveness there. But yeah, it hasn't been like a, you're going to lose your contract if you don't do this or not.
Well, it's refreshing.
Yeah, it is.
So, and I'm sure as a farmer myself, I do miss that old school, walk in where there's only a couple of dealerships and,
Yep.
just everyone knows your name and that personal feel,
right.
Yep.
right?
Little bit of friendly bantering goes on inside the
Yeah.
offices, makes them a little more comfortable, So,
Yeah.
So how much of your family is involved in the dealership?
It's just me and my dad. Like I said, he's the general manager of the locations, and then like I said, I'm at Hebron, and Jared's up. He's with my dad at Geneva.
Right.
And so
So as your family has transitioned that dealerships, you said it was grandpa to begin with.
yep.
Did your dad have siblings?
Yeah, so there's 6 boys in the
Holy
family,
smokes.
and they all kind of grew up in the implement. Like my grandpa started in, I think it was like 58. It was still in town. He took over managing it, and then they built out of town there in I think the 70s, 76 maybe. And then they ran through the 80s, and then the 80s kind of hit, and they sold out, but to a different guy. And then Dad he worked for a farmer for a while, and then he actually went back to the dealership with the new guy that bought it, and then he worked there for probably 25 years, and then now he's at GHS where we're at now. So
did he buy that dealership back or just start a new dealership of his own?
No, so the guy that bought it after my grandpa had it was just south about 15 miles. He had a dealership there, a deer dealership in Lawrence, Nebraska, and he come up and bought it, and then Dad worked for a farmer for probably 7 or 8 years, and then he started farming on his own, and then I think it was probably early 2000s he went and he mechanicked for a little bit part-time, and then he went back and he was in sales then, and then ended up eventually being a manager at the Fairfield location.
Very cool.
So we get told all the time how sales were in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
How much better he did at it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because
Is
does he feel like we're
comparing
coming into a 80s or something like that?
No.
He just reminds us that he could get everything done with a voltmeter and a roll of wrenches. You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
A little different working on a 4440 than a new tractor, but
How has the equipment market been? I know we've been to some inventory reduction sales, is what it was called, to get debt off the books because of the interest rates. Have you guys had to do any of that?
no, it's been interest buy downs are pretty big right now. 0% waivers if you can get anything like that. I usually run when I'm doing a deal. I usually get on. I have a calculator, always run the cost down because that's what matters. But because a lot of guys come, I got 0%. Well, when interest was 2-3%, 0% cash money to the dealer or to the manufacturer was good all day. But now, if you can get 0% for some or 60 months, that's beating a 6.8 or 7.3 interest rate. So on the cost to own, but yeah, I mean, they're starting to come out with some stuff now to kind of move some stuff because it has gotten a little slower with obviously the way commodity prices are and interest rates, but we're still moving a little bit of stuff. It's just see if the yield's there this year and see where we come out.
Yeah, I think there's still some cash because we were coming off a couple good years, but people are really looking to the future now and kind of going, I'm not going to have cash.
Yep.
So I have to really figure out where I'm spending my dollars.
Yep.
So it better be put forth good things, otherwise it will be ended up bankrupt.
Yeah.
And we don't want to get there.
Yeah.
We've seen the market cooling off, but there's still pricing going on. I mean, I think gained a little bit back on the crop price, and we've been hit with drought in our area pretty bad the last 2 years. So that's pretty much what slowed down our area.
Yep.
And even again this year, drought.
We had slight drought, not nothing like it was the last 2 years, but beggars can't be choosers, and we made it through. And this year we took the hail instead of the drought. So.
Oh, really? You got one of them bands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're doing a good job of growing cover crop now. So.
Yeah, but insurance loves you.
Yeah.
Not so much.
That's been our big sales, air seeders.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Building machines to put cover crop down. So.
Is there a lot of livestock in your area that you could use the cover crop for or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a fair amount. There's a lot of guys will run, like around Fairfield where I live. A lot of guys will take in cattle during the winter and they'll run them on cover crops or stalks or whatever from out west or whatnot. But
a lot of cattle come out of sand hills and
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
So,
Gotcha.
but
been seeing a lot of the used to be you drilled cover crop. Some guys still do, but we've been selling a lot of like the air seeders on like a vertical till machine.
Oh.
Great Plains, or
Yep.
Kuhn Krause, whatever.
Yeah.
We've been selling a lot of those, even the pro tills too.
You got a speed disc, yeah.
Yep, they've been putting them on with that, but
Gotcha. So why Maya? You guys are I would call a mainline dealer and have your own heads that you could sell, right?
yeah.
What attracts you there?
Oh, great.
Probably gonna
He's
say
got
the
no
thing.
He's got no answers.
Probably gonna say the things we shouldn't say. Well,
That's what we're here for.
I gotta say we both came from the deer world. Case had a cornhead. I wouldn't say it was top of the line cornhead, a top market cornhead until they got into the 4400 series. 4400 series is a real good head. But through those years, it allowed Gearinghoff and some other competitors to come in. We're a Gearinghoff dealer. Problem with Gearinghoff that we're noticing is they're a little too high cash price and repairs on them. They're pretty proud of their parts. So the reason I started pushing on Maya 3 years ago to get this dealership in, but they, like I said, one thing I like about them is they weren't going to stack dealers on top of dealers. They weren't going to make somebody mad that was kind of their bread and butter. And finally we got set down, finally got something figured out, and I think we'll probably be replacing our Gearinghoffs, if there is any that aren't going Case IH or whatnot, with Maya Cornheads. So.
But you had to almost sell that to the family, though, didn't you?
Yeah. Janet, the owner, Janet and her sisters that are owner of the implement, they take a lot of advisement from their salesmen, which is very nice. And she said, if that's what you guys want to do, let's do it. And if you think that's the market, then let's chase it.
Yeah.
So that's another nice part about being a family-owned business. You talk to a couple people, and if you can get past those people, you don't have to go in front of a whole board or anything, So.
I want to know how you get a hold of Rick, because it seems like he's on vacation just all the time.
Yeah, well,
That's why it took 3 years.
Yeah.
just
He was
leave
blaming it on Mitch. It really was just Rick on vacation.
Yeah.
just leave him a voicemail that you got a guy real hot on our head, and he'll call you back right away.
Oh, yeah.
And then
There you go.
once you got him on the phone, you can ask him whatever you want.
Send him
So,
just a black Snapchat that says, with just text that says, got a line on a head.
yeah.
Yeah.
What? Who? Where?
I haven't even been able to talk to him today. It's freaking almost 3 o'clock, and I think he's been on the phone the whole time.
Yeah,
But
That's about right.
again, like, he probably just got off vacation and came here, and now he's returning all these phone calls.
There you go. Catching up.
He Rick's trying to tell me that that's how you sell heads, so you gotta be on the phone. But that's what he keeps implying to me.
He's
all day.
telling that to a
Not to-
professional
I was-
salesperson that
Yes.
sells farm equipment more than just cornheads.
Well, yeah,
huh?
that's what he came and asked Chandler. Chandler and I a question earlier, and I was like, don't give him the answer. He's been giving me crap about not selling heads all day. So if he wants information, he's gotta help us out here. So
Farmers protect what matters most with Sukup Manufacturing. Proudly family-owned and made right here in the USA, Sukup is your go-to innovator for grain bins, dryers, and other grain storage solutions designed to keep your hard work safe. Corey, how did your bin site run this fall?
Flawlessly. Our fall was fast and furious. We didn't have to dry any corn, so I didn't have to use my mixed flow dryer for drying. But I did use it to meter out grain into my air system because we don't have a leg. So that worked great. All the electronics worked great. The bins worked fantastic. The fans worked great. And we're getting ready to actually haul some out to core our bins and use our drag system from Sukup.
Hey, there you go. With Sukup's unmatched quality and support, you get peace of mind just like Corey to make sure your grain stays protected. Sukup leads the way with reliability and performance. Visit sukup.com today.
So when did you sign on?
we signed on probably May of this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So,
And so have you sold
24th.
some heads?
I have sold one. We kind of just got a lot of guys interested in them. They want to see them run. Mitch has done a very good job of getting the heads out across the state of Nebraska and elsewhere. But down in our area, that's one place they haven't touched. We're a very deer has a lot of the market share down that area, and I think we can really get it out there to some guys and show them that we can do better.
So they're going to get you a demo head that you can run around
Yeah.
with?
Yep.
We got a 12-row folding head, and that way we can just go down the road with it and not have to trailer it or whatever. But I think the demo will be pretty big this fall. Got a
So
bunch.
you're going to do the demo on your own machine?
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Oh,
See,
that's
double
handy.
whammy. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Don't have to
Yeah.
take the head
Yeah.
off.
Yep. We'll go right down the road with it.
Pull into their field,
Yep.
show them how it's done.
Yeah, that's what the biggest thing we've seen kind of on these. We've had last few years down. You get into down corn. That was one of the big things we saw with like their gathering chain down corn kit, and then also the end road of how they bring it on the end.
Yep.
I don't know. And also for a price point, and the warranty's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, the guys we've talked to that have them. We were talking to a guy earlier here, and he's like, we've had, I think they were 20-inch, weren't they?
Yep.
He goes, we've had like 2 or 3 heads, and he goes, we don't have any trouble with them, and he said you can pop the down corn kit on in like 20 minutes, and
Yeah.
he goes, if you get where you don't need it, take it off and go.
Yeah. People are probably tired of hearing me say it, but we've had a Maya since 2019.
Yep.
And had a pallet of parts that just keep collecting dust.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I've never had to use it except for human air, corn snout that
Yep.
that went in a place it shouldn't have.
Yeah.
From Dad.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, there's Rick.
Yeah, and then a metric bolt, that just came loose. We just had to replace that. That's it.
Yep.
Know.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
it's a testament. But the 3-year warranty is it makes you sleep at night.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, like I said, we were talking to that guy earlier, and he's like, it's nice to have that in your back pocket, but he goes, we really haven't had to use it very much. Sometimes you get something, well, yeah, we got this long warranty, and then you deal with problems all the time. It's like, well, is it really worth it? But from what they've been saying and what we've been hearing, because we're pretty new at it, but seems like it's been a pretty good turnout.
So I want to throw a value add since you guys have only sold 1 head. We got to sell some more heads for these guys. So if you're in their area and want to buy a Maya Cornhead from these guys, Tanner will get you one of our fancy shirts, size pending. Okay, we've got these fancy shirts. We got a green one too. They're expensive.
Yeah.
And so it's not just a throwaway, hat or swag item.
Yeah.
Nice little golf shirt. We'll get you one if you buy a Cornhead from these guys. So you guys got to let us know.
That's actually a great promo because there's a limited supply. First come, first serve.
Yeah.
The first 4 heads that are sold were going on a fishing trip with the client, so Rick said it's coming right out of his pocket. It's great. Yeah.
Is that at Rick's Lake House or
Yeah,
is it private island? Or
which one?
It's hard
what?
to keep track of all of his timeshares, lake houses.
I don't know
and
if that's going to be the bigger bill or the beer bill. I don't know. But
Oh, yeah. He said all the beer and food's on him, too. So,
You got to get him to take you to Barcelona.
well,
over
yeah.
to Spain.
Yeah, he talks about it all
That's
the
a
time.
good trip, I guess.
Yeah.
He was really trying to get us to go last year, but he said he wanted to share a room with us,
Yeah.
and it was a little weird.
One
Yeah.
of those
And they only had
guys.
1 bed.
Yeah.
oh man.
Yeah. So
I'm sure he's taking a blow-up mattress for himself for the floor. I'm sure that's what it was.
Probably not a blow-up mattress. Something else that blows up.
There's enough wind there. You can get it done. So, but no, truthfully, the first 4 heads that are sold, we are going on we're taking those clients on a fishing trip. So,
really, where at?
down the lake of the Ozarks. So, do some striper
You
fishing.
actually going to do fishing? Or?
Yep.
I've been
Oh,
to
yeah.
Lake of the Ozarks. I didn't do any fishing.
You fish from 8 to 12. You're limited out. The rest of the days for you to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Take communion or anything.
That's what we're going to need today, this
Yeah.
afternoon.
So if you guys buy ahead today, I got fresh purchase orders out in the pickup.
I got my head for this year, a 12-fold chop.
He's a good
Yeah.
salesman.
I worked for it. I had to run it at the demo at Farm
Yeah.
Progress Show.
Oh yeah.
And I will tell you, I was really nervous for the combine in the head. Just you get it, and you know nothing about it. First day of harvest,
Yep.
everything just it worked way too good.
Right.
There
Yep.
was really no adjusting. The angle of the head was perfect. It was just like, this is just weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What do we got here?
That's a popular blonde.
First Street, huh?
That's what everybody wants is the popular blonde.
How come he didn't give you guys one?
I don't know.
They're probably laced with something. We're going to end
We
up
made
keeling
fun of
over.
him for his football
Yeah.
team too much.
Rick, why didn't you give our guests one of these?
See, I told you. It's about the football.
He didn't think they'd be able to drink it.
We got to go put 30 up
These
against
are real.
Tulane.
These are real man beers.
That powerhouse Tulane.
I haven't opened it yet. So you guys are big Husker fans.
Yeah.
You guys actually got a football team this year,
Yeah.
maybe.
It's easier.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
they got-
easier to be a fan this
They
year.
got
let's just say
mini
that.
mini Patrick Mahomes out there as
Yeah,
quarterback.
that's the big deal right now. All over Facebook and everything is, many Mahomes.
Is Purdy still backup?
Yes.
Purdy's little brother?
Chuba.
Chubba.
Chubba Wubba.
How come he's not as good as his brother?
I don't know.
Because
Yeah,
frickin' Purdy last night dominated Rodgers and the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
his
kinda
his
forgot
stat
he's
line
back.
should have been better what it was. The number of drop passes that we're not a football podcast, but anyway,
We could be.
we should do a sports.
I mean,
side.
both. I made the promo coming over here that Nebraska's won their first 2 games, and Iowa State has won their first two games, and we beat Iowa. It's like there couldn't be a better time for Husker Harvest.
So are you Iowa State fan then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
it.
graduated from Iowa State.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So love the clips of
Yeah.
the stadium going wild at Nebraska when Iowa State kicked the winning field
Oh
goal
yeah.
to beat
No,
Iowa.
I watched that one and I was just as happy as you were on that deal. not a big Hawkeye.
And that
fan.
is not a Iowa State way to win. That's normally how we lose.
That's
So
all-
Yeah.
it was good to be on the other side of it
Yep,
for once.
for sure.
And it was a terrible game to watch. Absolutely ugly, nerve-wracking, and a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our second half wasn't too well, but still got the W. So I guess.
Yeah. Beat old, what is it, Deion?
Yeah,
Oh,
Deion.
Sanders.
Prime.
Deion Sanders.
Were you guys at the game?
No, I would like to go, but no, I didn't make it up there. It looked like my brother-in-law and sister went, and they said it was pretty cool atmosphere.
You need to take his post-game press conference and use that with your dad as the GM. Like, I'm the Lamborghini and I'm parked
Yeah.
next to a trailer house.
Yeah.
If I just had an adequate house to park this Porsche or Lamborghini next to, I'd just really thrive. But
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Let's just be clear.
But see,
Dad.
Rick should be happy about Colorado losing to us because as Dion went down Interstate 80 here, he filled the Platte River with all of his tears. So,
Oh.
it's slowly making it down to Kansas.
The Platte River was a lot fuller this year than it was last year when we came over.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last 2 years we pretty much got 0 rainfall. Beginning of this year was pretty good, but the end it's kind of drying up. But we'll take what we can get, I guess.
So is it heavy irrigation in your area?
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, you get. I mean, where I live in Fairfield, right around there, it's pivots everywhere, and then you go south 10 miles and there's nothing, but no water there. But yeah, no, it's pretty heavy up there, and then pretty much all of our locations are, pretty heavy. Geneva would probably be the most, and then you get down in Hebron, there's a lot of irrigation there, but like I said, we're right on the Kansas border, so you get south there, and it gets dried up there a little bit, but yeah.
So do you guys sell pivot parts as well?
We don't, no.
No.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, it's
You got enough to do.
yeah. There's a lot of dealers around us, just strictly pivot dealers that are they pretty much take that up and then they're good at it. So
Right.
Plus, I'm tired of changing gearboxes and tires, so that's probably not a dealership that I'm
Right.
going to take to ownership.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Both of you have worked on farms, and now you're both in the dealership business. Would you ever go back to farming again?
I would. Ideally, that's what I would. I like the equipment sales and everything, and it's a good job, and you're still an ag. I would love to farm. I got a little bit that I do on my own, but nothing real big. But yeah, ideally that would be nice, but it's just getting to start into that to do full time anymore. It's just kind of a tough thing to get into.
It takes a lot of capital.
Yep.
Takes a lot of getting a hold of real estate.
Yep.
Probably takes the money that a dealership makes.
Well, maybe not right now, but yeah.
Oh, come on. You made good money the last few years.
Yeah.
If you could get the equipment, you did.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose being a smaller dealer, you probably don't get the allocation that some of the
Yeah.
bigger boys do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
They got, they went by store per allocation, but they have so many stores that they could pull from other ones. That was the only difference, really. The manufacturers were fair about it. It didn't matter what size you were, you got your allocation to the store. But where they had, maybe 30, 40 dealerships, they could move them out of North Dakota, South Dakota, up and down the Midwest. So that's where they had the leading advantage during that.
Right.
So,
Yeah, we sold
a lot of equipment, especially during COVID, which, the markets were up there and everything. But we have a lot of different lines in the implement there for manufacturers. And I mean, there for a while, you couldn't get nothing for, you were ordering something, it was, it might be 6 months, it might be a year.
Yep.
But guys were still buying. But, now the way commodities are and the way interest is, it's definitely slowed down, but we're still moving equipment. And like I said, some of the stuff they're coming out with, the manufacturers, they realize it and they realize what we're in. So there's some stuff being thrown around.
How's the labor market been? Are you guys able to get techs and all that kind of stuff like you need?
It's we're sitting. I mean, I don't know about you guys. We're sitting pretty good right now. There for a while it was pretty tough. We were down to 2 guys, and expecting 2 guys to service out as big an area as we got where I'm at. That was kind of tough, but we got a couple kids that come in now, and they just got out of tech school and stuff. So I mean, there's definitely it's definitely a deal where on technicians it's just short all across the board. Them guys, if they're if you're good and if you want to learn to do it, and I mean, a lot of dealerships will help pay for your school, or they'll pay for your whole school, and you can make some decent money in that field if that's what you're wanting to do.
What's the shop rate now?
If you ask the farmer, too high.
What? I want a number.
No,
well, some people probably get better prices than others. That's probably why you don't want to tell us.
150 on our shop, 160, 170 on our precision. We have a separate shop just for the precision side. So
it's cheaper than ours. It's not good, but it's cheaper than ours.
Well, you get
It's
that
not
good
worth shipping the machine out.
You get that good precision guy, and you'll pay for it. I mean, that guy saves your bacon multiple times of the year.
Right. Especially when you're working with your kind of precision that you guys deal with.
Yeah. There's times where we yell and scream at each other. He has a good personality, and so, but he does a very good job of taking care of us. We have a lot of shop guys do a good job of taking care of us. It's just, you always want more.
Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to build. That's what makes it hard.
Yeah.
Chandler and I and a couple other salesmen, we carry toolboxes around. We came from the ag world and worked on it, ran it, so we can pretty much fix it. So sometimes it impresses the customer when you show up and you rip open your toolbox and like, well, when's the mechanic coming? I am the mechanic. Let's get it going.
Yeah.
And my clock starts now.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I mean,
sales are slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they love it when they find out that they didn't call a service tech, so this one was free. Come buy a piece of equipment from me.
Yeah.
So
well, that's what, when you're in the in the middle of harvest or planting or whatever, that's we try to help them guys out because they're running all over, and if it's something we don't necessarily need a crane or specialty tools for, we'll go out there and get them running. I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's what you want to do is keep the customer going, keep the customer happy. So
I think that's something that maybe you guys being a little smaller 3-store dealership could get away with. I don't know that would fly in a bigger corporate setting.
No,
they actually might punish a salesperson for doing that.
It would not. So we've already experienced a little of that inside of ourselves, where you try and decide whether you bill for that or not. Would you like it if the salesman came out and fixed your combine, then you got to bill a couple months later, or a month later,
Right, but
you know
within
what?
reason.
If it showed up, this is what you should do. The happy medium is it should show up, and the bill should be 1 case of beer and a steak dinner, or something like that.
I'm good for that.
Like get you more time together. Hey, here, just a reminder that we did this in the middle of the season.
Oh yeah.
You owe me. Yeah. To an extent, let's go do something, or let me come by, or whatever it is.
A lot of Busch Light gets flung around. 30-pack will cure that.
It sounds like the good old days.
Yeah. Kind of does.
It takes a very lenient wife sometimes too.
Well, yeah.
And she's very good about it. So
you better take that. We're gonna plug it in the soundboard.
Yeah.
Why don't you answer
Is
that?
it Rick?
It's a Maya.
No,
head.
it's Greg Pribble. So,
what is that, like the mayor of?
What's up, Greg? I'm sitting here, and you're on with we're on a podcast.
It's one of
with
his
Farm for
customers.
Profit.
He's east of Geneva, by Milligan there. Jared. I
Yep.
guess this is
This
what
is
he-
the service you get.
yeah.
What do you think about this
Ask him
beer?
if he wants to buy a Maya Cornhead.
Yeah, right now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What
gonna be
What do you
terrible.
think about this beer?
So its name is
I think we changed it out
Popular
the whole
blonde.
half
Popular
shaft,
Blonde,
Greg.
but I think
That's,
it kind of tastes like a dirty blonde.
Yep.
Yeah, this is not.
I'll have it at the
Yeah,
store.
First Street.
I'll get
Where
it
are
with you
they at?
tomorrow.
I can't remember where they're
Hastings.
at. Is it that one out of Hastings? Okay. I think I've been there a few times.
If this
Maybe I
is
don't
what the
remember.
popular blonde tastes like, there's probably a reason why I didn't chase her in high school.
Yep. Want to balance
Yeah.
those heads again? That's fine.
Give me the
So-
emo brunette.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
If faces
Yeah,
tell
bye.
you anything about that comment, PR just told you.
I'm on timeout.
We're gonna mute that from now on.
I don't think that one's staying in.
Did
I
we sell a
think.
head?
No, I sold them heads last year. They're not my heads, obviously, because Rick was playing hard to get. So,
Rick.
yeah,
Dang it, Rick.
I know. That's been our discussion quite a few times. Anytime he gets on me, it gets a little rough. I'm like, you were the one that played hard to get. So,
Well, so here's the pitch, though, right? Like, so that head's still worth quite a bit. It's only 1 year old. You could get into, you can stay current.
With
Right.
with 3 years,
Oh yeah, that's one
2.99.
one big thing too is the price point for a standard 12-row head. You can a Maya's pretty competitive on a folding.
So
even.
on a red or a green 12-row fold chop, it's north of 200,000.
Oh yeah,
now.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Way north. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. What's ours
ours-
for 12?
ours-
It's under 200.
yeah, it's under. It's about
Yeah.
190.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
But-
splitting hairs here.
But yeah, I mean, the price point on the Mayas is, and like I said, we're renewing it, But yeah, everybody we talk to, yeah, the warranty's there, but the product's there too.
And since we're
so-
talking old school, like, I feel like they're built like a shit brick house, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
There's
some
no.
But they don't weigh that much.
They don't weigh that much more, but like if you just look at it, it's robust, right?
Yeah.
Like there is no planned obsolescence of this part is going to last 1,000 hours or 500 acres or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like it is just built to last,
Right. Yep.
which is not a great way to sell heads if you want to sell parts and more
Yeah.
heads, right?
Wow.
Because I think Mike Bergen has his still that's like a
It's
wide row from the 80s, like
Yeah.
I don't, and he won't buy a new one because there's no reason to it.
It just keeps working.
It keeps working.
Yeah. That's, I don't know. Some of the old, is that still like an old 10-snooted header or not?
I
Or did he
don't
convert it
know.
to
You need
poly?
Rick to tell us, but I think it's like a 38-inch
Yeah.
header,
think-
metal. It's still metal.
Yeah.
all-
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, which
I think Bergen was on last year when you guys did the sauce deal.
Yeah, that was the part of the intro there where I'm glad they hid that horseradish or whatever they had. That would probably burn.
it's over
Ooh.
there. So, fun fact about that show: we went completely sponsorless with that show, and made it a point to say that the show is not sponsored by anyone because it was.
We pushed the limits.
Yeah, if Rachel was here, she would have just wrote us all up.
She probably would have not been able to keep her eyes open. She'd have probably been plugging her ears with her fingers.
I don't want to see this.
Because
Yeah.
next year will probably be like Sanders sitting here with your watch, throwing it up.
Yeah. Don't come
Rolex
to
will be rolling
Nebraska.
in on you.
Yep. Yep.
So,
So you guys here all 3 days or just today?
just today for me, and then
Yep.
maybe Thursday. So,
So you're here representing the brand that you guys sell. Do you have to do booth duty, or are you here just walking around the show?
a little booth duty. Our guys,
Yeah.
or our manufacturers, they invite us into them. If we want to come, we can come. But KMW is one of them. Out of Loaders out of Kansas, so probably be back here working on them with them guys on Thursday. McDonald Heads, of course, they let you in the booth. Some of them don't let you in the booth. They don't want you selling out of their booth.
Oh.
Things happen.
Oh, really?
Things go south on those deals.
So you gotta walk to the sidewalk and then
There
have
you
a
go, yeah.
conversation with
Yeah.
Step into
Yeah.
my office.
yeah, like
Why are we going away from the booth?
They come over to the Maya Cornhead booth.
the territory rep calls you and be like, you need to find your way over here now. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyway, but no, it's all of our manufacturers are great manufacturers to work with. They did a real good job through COVID with what they had to work with. So
You're selling some heads, Rick?
Corbin's not gonna buy a head.
Corbin could buy a head.
He could buy.
Probably
a
with the money in his pocket. Don't need to. Just a yard ornament.
head. That's right.
Oh, I got another bush light here.
You didn't sell one to Iowa Farm Mama, Rick. I watched her walk out on you.
No, she's over there.
Oh, is she still here?
Yeah. She's still on the hook. She'll buy one. She's probably got a 38-inch head like Bergen.
I wonder if they can pick up him saying that he doesn't have any heads that fit on a horse-drawn combine.
Rachel, how big is your head?
Oh, Jesus.
Here.
6 rows.
6
Mine
row
makes it 6.
wide? 30-inch?
Yeah, 6 row 30.
38-inch? 36. 42.
No. 6 row 30-inch.
No, we don't do 20s very much.
These guys already born you so much that you're done.
No.
Nope.
Well,
No, Rick, I know more important
Tanner was
people than
looking
you.
for some sauce.
I was not looking for sauce.
Oh, we're supposed to call Bergen.
Oh, are we? Is he? Should we plug him in?
Let's plug him in.
You got an iPhone?
He's 14.
God, you got the high noons out, huh? Man.
He's got tucked high
Rick
in.
gets after it. He's trying to forget that he's in a good state of Nebraska.
Oh, that's pretty good.
What flavor of high noons? Isn't there one flavor? Is there?
I think there's
Oh,
a
you
couple.
probably like the black cherry. Are
So you guys both
you calling him?
you guys both have families?
You plug in?
No, I don't. He's married, but yeah.
Oh, sorry. I zoned out here for a bit. Go ahead.
I just asked about your families. If you had families, had to chase anybody around.
Yeah, my wife's sitting over here. That's the one that puts up with me all the time. So, no kids, but she does a
Plug
real
'em
good
in.
job of making sure that I stay in line, I guess. So,
That's good. Well, we might have a celebrity appearance coming here if we can hear him.
Hello? Bergen? Oh, man. We can't hear. Didn't we have to do this last year? We
Won't
did
come
this with
through.
Randy. We had to put him on the mic. What? What are you looking at?
This mic that's on the ground.
This show's going to have some good editing.
No, we'll leave it all in there. It's raw. It's farm show content.
Oh, it's your favorite.
it's because Rick's too
Who doesn't like black cherry? Like, I feel like that's the best flavor of
Mikey,
all of
can you
the
hear us?
fancy drinks.
Have you guys been out of the country? Have you gone? Are you world travelers yourselves?
No, I have not. No, I think the furthest place I've been was
Iowa.
probably Georgia.
Iowa.
We went to Savannah.
Which is amazing.
We went to Savannah, Georgia for some training.
It was a good place to take a shit. I was ready to come home.
It was fun. I didn't mind it. But yeah.
I will give Bergen some credit. He called me a couple months ago when this trip first came up on his radar, and boy, he was sweating. Like, he was like, hey, he asked us permission as the podcast if he could go to Tokyo, or if that he got the opportunity, could he go? And I'm like, yeah, man, like, dude, why wouldn't you go
Yeah.
on that trip? Like, that's amazing.
We're
He's
gonna
like,
stay at your house while you're gone, but
Yeah.
you can go.
Yeah, his wife, generously let us stay at their place.
There you go.
On
But
I-80. Who won it?
But yeah, I mean, why? I don't know. He just loves this show, loves us so much. Thinks he put us on the map. We put him on the map.
I like
So
that.
did they have power then?
They did. Yeah, they don't live
Dirt
like
floors,
a
but they still
typical
have power.
Mennonite, Yeah.
It's kind of surprised me with the dirt floors.
Really?
Yeah.
Keeps the bugs down.
Oh, the faces in the crowd.
Let's wrap up with a game. Let's close this out with one of our games. We're gonna do start, bench, cut. Are you familiar with that? When you were a kid in school, did you ever play do, marry, kill?
Oh yeah.
Oh, then we got one. So
Yeah.
so
Oh,
think of it as a
question.
sports team, right? You got to pick between 3 players, and you're gonna pick the one that you want to start. Who's your A player? Who's the one that is worth keeping on your bench, and who are you cutting from your roster? So favorite, middle favorite, least favorite. Start, bench, cut.
You talking football or
No, we'll give you
No.
3.
You
things.
basically just get rid of one, and you keep one forever, and one you keep on the back burner.
So we'll start with beers. An ale, a lager, or a wheat beer
well, lager.
is your start.
Yep.
Okay. What's your bench? What's your second favorite?
Oh. I don't know on that. Probably. The wheat. I'd probably.
you should put some examples.
I don't know. Yeah, give me an example
This
here.
freaking popular blonde ale is a bad example because then it would definitely get cut from the.
The ale's probably got to go.
Yeah. I like some good wheat beers.
Yeah.
I like a wheat beer. I think I'd bench a wheat beer just to have, once in a while.
What's his
Acres is an ale, so you got to put that in.
I'm trying to think. Is Blue Moon a wheat beer?
It is.
That's what. Yeah, I'll drink one of them.
Okay.
Not bad.
I think we're all in agreement, right?
Yeah.
Are you same way?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. What about hiking, biking, or fishing? Are you guys even outdoor guys?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I hunt. Well, I don't know if you are, but I hunt and fish, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Whitetail deer. We fish on the river all the time.
So I assume biking's going to be the last on your list.
Yeah, probably.
Because if you can hike to hunt and you can
Yeah,
go fishing.
yeah. I don't even remember the last time I rode a bike, to be honest with you.
Good. What about you, Jared?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go fishing as we're putting him in and starting. Definitely hiking's going to be last. No, I can ride a bike on flat ground. So.
Well, would you be the same way?
I'm the same as Jared. We live right next to the High Trestle Trail and have taken up biking. Not avidly, but I enjoy taking the girls out and biking around town and biking down the trail. Yeah. We have a really nice trail system on old rail beds in Iowa, and it's fun. It's good exercise, and I don't like running or going for. Yeah, I think I would like hikes, probably like on a mountain or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so downhill.
Definitely fishing.
Drop me at the top.
Me up. Right. I want to see it.
I'll take the helicopter up, and then.
I could do the downhill.
Although sometimes walking down is
hard on your knees.
Yeah.
If I fall, I get down faster.
I go to the top of the mountain and ski down. I do that.
What about equipment sales wise? Would you rather sell corn heads, sell tillage tools, or sell power units?
Oh,
corn heads first.
Yeah, I would say corn heads because you're. Well, we're at the Maya booth, but no, I'd say corn heads probably. Tillage is the biggest probably tool that you sell when you go out to the customer gets it. Call me when you're gonna run it. Okay, well some of them don't call you when they're gonna run it. Well, this thing ain't working. Well, it's sitting like this, plowing, the front's going. I'd say setting a tillage machine is probably to do its. Because every tillage machine has its different way to set. So, yeah.
And they don't leave it alone.
Yeah, they always got to mess with it.
Well, sometimes, you don't lock that SCV out. And you maybe didn't do it on purpose.
I hit number 3 instead of number 1. Yeah.
Does that tillage tool have the number 5 and a 7 and an 8 in it in a different order? Yeah. May or may not have one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't used it.
That is one heck of a piece of equipment.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Yeah, I get it. Oh, Tanner, you got people waiting for you.
That's probably
you're a
number 1 sitting there. But yeah.
They bring me a golf cart too?
Looks like it.
I like that.
And probably, the third, that's probably the other. I'm not a big fan of doing those.
Yeah. What is the easiest piece of equipment to sell? And you don't have to say cornhead.
Oh, man. Easiest piece?
I'd say probably.
It all depends on the customer, really.
Yeah, I sell quite a bit of hay equipment. Balers are pretty big, but I'd say balers and skid loaders are a pretty easy sell.
Yeah, because when someone needs that, it's just like, I just need that, whatever.
Yeah. I think that would be probably my top 2. I mean, tractor. I mean, it's all goes hand in hand,
right.
But yeah.
So David, our co-host, would tell you how easy it is to get construction people to sell their equipment because they're not emotionally attached to it. It's like it's a tool, right? And it's like a skid loader, it's a bulldozer, it's a track hoe, whatever, and they're just going to put it on auction or trade it, whatever, and whatever they get, that's a that's the cost of owning it. But us farmers really make things difficult, don't we?
Well, yeah,
it's got a spirit of America tractor or whatever. They think it's still worth what a brand new one's worth. You get into those situations.
Well, and it didn't help anyone that we had this run up in equipment cost, and then they all sold or traded.
Yeah.
And they sold it for more than what they paid for it.
Yeah.
Now they expect that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked in our favor going up. We're like, it's going up, but now that we're going down, it's not so much in the implement's favor anymore, I guess.
Yeah, the guys that bought, during COVID, like at the beginning when stuff wasn't going up, it was like every month we were getting increases. Well, now then they're 2 or 3 years into that piece of equipment and they want to trade, and it's like, Well, this is about $100,000 higher now. That's kind of a hard conversation to have, but yeah.
Yep.
No.
Well, it's been a good show. I want to thank Mitch for bowing out and letting these guys come in, and we're just going to, I bet by the time this show airs, I don't know, we got 20 heads on the books probably, and probably getting worried about supply. I
we
would
really
think.
didn't even beat up on Mitch. That was the sad
It's
part.
probably one of those situations to where we already know who the 4 people are that are going on a fishing trip,
Yeah.
and we're probably out of polos.
You think we get to go on the fishing trip?
Oh, yeah.
Should. By the time
Yeah.
we give away all these polos, they
Yeah.
oughta.
Rick's buying it. I mean, we just keep adding people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
I brought it up. He said, let's go for it. So
Well, it's easy for him. He's probably just a couple hours away from there or has a house down there.
he probably owns the lake, actually.
Yeah.
Look at those.
Rick's
It's
Lake.
Rick's Lake.
Rick's Cove. There you go.
That's actually what Ozark is in Cherokee.
Yeah.
It's Rick's Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Ozark Netflix show was actually, they had to pay Rick to film it.
Oh,
on
yeah.
there. Yeah.
That's actually the phone calls that he's been taking. It's
Yeah.
not head sales. It's royalty deals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's good. It's been a pleasure. I'm glad you guys had
Thanks,
the willingness to step in and the humbleness to let us talk to Bergen in the middle of your episode.
Oh, no.
We had a good time.
There was a lot of information. Like, I don't really even have to go to Asia anymore. I already know all about it.
It's just
Tokyo,
catch up with
sure.
Bergen when he gets
Japan.
back. You learn
Short of
even
eating
more.
horse. He didn't try it. So, I mean,
Yep. Perfect.
That's cool. Awesome. Well, Corey, what do you tell the listeners?
Crack a cold one. You deserve it.